Hi there! Today I'm going to build a 1:12 scale Mandalorian figure from Bandai. This is my very first figure. I never built something like this before, so it must be a fun project. The box contains 6 sets of sprues, assembly instructions, a cape and a sheet of stickers. There are 2 versions of this kit. The difference is the Beskar armor. The cheaper one has simple grey plastic armor, but the upgraded one has much nicer silver armor, but it costs more money. I bought the plain version because I will paint it myself anyway. Like with all of my builds, I started by cutting and cleaning the parts. I used the side cutter, files and sanding sponges for this process. This kit is a snap kit, so it doesn't require any glue to assemble. This is very smart engineering. The fit is not visible on the helmet. The instructions are very easy to understand. Assembling the figure is fun, easy and straightforward. I put the figure together to make sure there is nothing wrong with it, and of course I wanted to see how it looks like. It looks amazing. A few hours later, here we are. It's done, but then I started taking it apart. I cleaned it with alcohol before painting to remove any dirt and grime. The parts were given a black primer, Mr. Surface 1500 Black. I chose this primer because it gives a very nice base to the metallic color and the brown body. I diluted the primer 50-50 with its own thinner. I have 6 different metallic colors, but finally I decided on Mr. Color Silver number 8. It gives a very nice medium shade of metal, just like Beskar in the series. It's not matte but not too bright and shiny, it's perfect, and it's easy to work with. The color of the body is dark brown, although watching the episodes it often looks very dark grey. The instruction gives a dark brown. I followed it because they probably worked with Disney on the color codes. Over the black primer I used highly diluted flat brown paint in a very patchy thin layer. Finally, I finished the painting with a coat of matte varnish. There is also an armor panel on the butt of the figure, which was not given separately, so it had to be masked and painted. After painting, I reassembled the figure and began working on the small details like the belts and buckles. I applied a layer of glossy varnish on the visor, so that it stands out much better from the Beskar helmet. The cape is a bit thick. It should be fitted on the chest armor, then snapped onto the body. You may want to follow the steps in the instructions. After the cape, the head can go on. The final step of the assembly is to put the belt on his waist. It consists of 4 parts. Here too you should follow the instructions. I used buff on the hand armor and intermediate blue for the triangle pattern. I recommend to drill the barrel of the gun, it will be much more realistic. The detonators on his belt are painted with transparent red paint over the silver base with a brush. The armor of the right thigh was a different color, half black, half reddish brown. A thin layer of matte black and whole red onto the silver. As Mr. Color Silver 8 is a very good base, very resilient, it does not require any chipping varnish on it. After drying, with a toothpick I gently scrape back the black and the brown paint. Although there is a sticker in the kit for this armor piece, I think the painted one looks much better. I painted the nozzles of the jetpack with titanium and shaded with transparent yellow and blue to imitate the burnt metal. The base in the kit is fairly simple. It's a plain black piece of plastic. Some panel lines and rivets can make it much more exciting. I recommend to draw the lines beforehand, so they are a nice guide to scrape and rivet them exactly. I painted the base titanium over a black primer and sprayed another shade of metal color on the panel joints to make it more interesting. This square piece of the base reminds me of a little service hedge. I put a handle on the door. The handle is a 1mm lead wire. I like to use lead wires, very easy to work with, easy to shape them. I also put a couple of water decals from a 148 Mustang's leftover decal sheet to make it more exciting. I applied some decal chemicals and a semi-gloss clear coat. For weathering I used Tamiya's panel liners. For me they are very harsh and aggressive, so I diluted them 3-4 times. I combined black and different brown colors and applied them to the surface with a brush. The diluted mixture leaves only a faint stain after drying. Several layers can be applied to achieve the desired effect. I used only one sticker from the kit, the digital display on the right forearm armor. Maybe it's a watch. 417. The bottom of the cape is very even, so I trimmed it with scissors to make it look more shabby and used. As a final step, I sprayed a little imitation dust on the boots and the cape. I used buff paint diluted 595, so it's a very thin mixture. I believe it's done. Overall, this was a very easy, fun and quick project. This kit in general is very good, but with a little bit of paint and attention for the fine details, you can make it 10 times better. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.